Kyron Davis, the boxer, also known as Kai Shut It Down, the artist.
Do you love me?
At the end of the day, it's night. Not to save no hope, but I might.
I used to cry in sparring. I have no experience with doping at all. When it comes to the rapping part of me, I've been in the ring with Adrian Broner. I've been
Crawford. We all know the Philly boxing scene is tough. What do you think is more important, staying ready or getting ready?
The staying ready is very important. It's just as important as getting ready.
Pop shit, they ain't in my bitch. Box them in from different ways, but they ain't even my switch. Came away from struggling, they got me singing high pitch with pro sounds. I want to step away when all this shit gon' go down. How you drop 16 and lead the scene with no sound?
What's up, y'all? This is Sultan 100 Mil. Welcome to the Behind the Scenes podcast. Today we got very special guests, Kyron Davis, the boxer, also known as Kai Shut It Down, the artist. What's up, man?
I like that. I like that intro.
Yeah.
Kyron Davis, the boxer, also known as Kai Shut It Down, the artist. I like that.
Yeah, man.
Like
for sure.
that.
That's who you are, right?
Yeah, I like that though.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Let's jump right into it, man. Tell us a little bit about Kyron Davis, where you from, a quick upbringing up into you becoming a boxer.
Born in a hospital in Long Branch, New Jersey. Moved to Delaware at 8 years old. Started boxing. No, I'm lying. Started boxing at 8 years old in Jersey. Moved to Delaware at 10 years old. Upbringing, not rich, Had my mom and my dad in my life, which is fortunate. But, we had our struggles and our times. But, my dad was always the type to make us always feel like we had it more than we actually had. Come from a loving household. I would say boxing came in because I liked the way that it looked. I went to a gym that had a boxing match. It was a gymnasium, maybe like a PAL center. It's called a PAL center. And it's funny because I always tell this story. I never tell it completely. But it was this guy named Alan Dewdrop from New Jersey. And I never even bring this up. This is the first time. This is an exclusive. But it was a guy named Alan Dewdrop that boxed in New Jersey, and he was really good as an amateur boxer, to the point where, like, when you went to one of the shows, the amateur boxing shows, everybody came there for him, and the people signing autographs. He had a bunch of belts. It was like he was the guy, right? I never forget it. And I went to one of the shows, and I seen him. He came out to R. Kelly, "I'm the Greatest." And he came up to that song, and he brought all his belts out, and he got a first round knockout. And I was about maybe 7.5, 8 years old. Same time, my cousin, he was in that tournament, and he was fighting. And he won. And I always tell the story, like, my cousin boxed. I seen him fight, and I wanted to win. But I was talking to my friend, and I was reminiscing on that moment, and I'm like, I think that was the moment that I realized that I wanted to box, because I seen how polarizing he was and how much attention that he was grabbing just by a skill that he had, and his charisma that he had. And I don't even know if he fight no more, but I remember his name. His name was Alan Dewdrop. I remember his name. I was 7 years old, and that made me want to fight. Like, it made me want to be watched, want to be somebody that was good enough to be watched. And from there, I went to the gym. Told my dad I wanted to go to the gym. He took me to boxing. I did it. Kind of was a lazy kid. Ate a lot, still eat a lot, but now I'm a little more disciplined. But ate a lot, didn't really, you know what I mean. But I didn't. I took boxing seriously, but I was a kid, you know, and just grew into the sport. You know, times I didn't want to do it, but kept sticking at it, staying consistent, and then got to the point where I was so good that I tried other sports and I was good, but not as good as boxing. You know, I stuck with it.
Like, what made you think you was good at boxing?
I was just beating people up.
Yeah.
What was
the difference between beating them up in the gym and on the street?
Well, I got into fights in the street, and in the neighborhood I lived in at the time when I was 8, it was Orange, New Jersey, like very close to North New Jersey, East Orange, New Jersey. And I used to get into little fights and little stuff, but I was just so good in the gym. Like,
or did that make you go to the gym?
Nah, it didn't make me go to the gym. I didn't care about that. I was always like I never cared, you know. Like it never, those things never affected me.
Did you have to fight a lot in Orange, New Jersey?
It was a lot of confrontation, but I learned more how to maneuver people. At 8 years old, you know, like who to be your friend. Sometimes you gotta be friends with somebody so that you're cool with somebody, so that you're not beefing with somebody. And then you beef with somebody, you gotta have the right friends so they can back you up. You know, just kind of how to maneuver people, even at a young age like that. Like, because we're kids at 8 years old, but the world we see around us is what we do. So like a lot of the kids were just doing what they see their uncles and their cousins and their dads doing, and they was bringing that to the elementary schools. So we be in school almost beefing because of maybe like maybe not them not even noticing that they're portraying what they see. So it was a lot of like little fights and little like, y'all beefing with them, and for no reason. We're 8 years old, we beefing about juice, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you know, but that never affected my boxing because
so back in the gym,
my dad's a street guy.
Okay, so
my dad knew like stay in the gym type of shit, and I did it. I had to. He made me. I used to not like boxing. I always say I don't like boxing. Very, very early on, I liked it, but I didn't like the work that it took. Like just staying in the gym and shadow boxing and doing the same shit over and over again.
That was the first thing they told me in the gym was how to step.
The shit fucking annoying. Just learning how to step, and it's very annoying, especially as a young kid. And I probably got ADHD that's not diagnosed, but like it was every day, same shit.
What was the name of the gym in the Oranges that you first went to?
Red Brick Gym.
It's still there?
No, it's down now.
Okay.
Red Brick Gym.
I went to Concrete Jungle. You ever heard of that gym in Philly?
I think I have.
Rockin' Tigers.
Yeah, yep.
That was their early gym.
I have. Yep, I know Rockin' Tiger. It's funny thing about this stuff. I used to cry in sparring. I used to beat people up and cry. I was so scared to fight that I used to cry, but I used to be winning. But I was so scared that I would be crying while I'm doing it.
When you say scared, you mean scared of the opponent or scared you hurt somebody?
Not scared to hurt somebody, just scared of the moment. Just scared. Just scared of what it's just a lot. It's intense. You know, just scared of that. Scared. And I still carry some of that with me to this day. And like the fear.
You think you need that in the ring?
Absolutely. You gotta be fearful or you're not gonna take it seriously. You need some of that fear. I've always been the type person that needed time. Even as an amateur, I was pretty good, but it took me time to get over certain kind of pressures in the ring. So like I think my record at one time was 5-0. Then I lost 5-1. And then I think at some point I was like, like 12-5 or something like that. Very middle of the road kind of amateur fighter, like young kid, but like very middle of the road. Something happened in the gym one day and I just got it. And this is when I came to Wilmington, Delaware. But something happened in the gym one day and I just understood shit. I just figured it out and I just stopped losing. I just literally stopped losing. My amateur record is like 91-9.
Yeah, 100 amateur fights.
Yeah, exactly. Because I stopped on purpose. Like literally just stopped losing once something clicked for me, and it had a lot to do with like my self-esteem and my how I felt about myself when I was in the gym, and I mean in the ring fighting, and how I felt about decisions and scores and all that. It had a lot to do with that. Even in my pro career, it took me time. Like started my pro career very similar to my amateur career, 10-0. Took my first loss.
Let's not go too far.
I don't go too far, but I was drawing comparison to like, I've always been the same person that I've been as a kid, always growing up, maturing, but still that same kid that has that drive. And I'm still that kid right now that loves music all the way back then. I started doing music at 10. So back all the way back then, I'm still that same kid. And it makes me feel alive that I don't have to grow up ever. You know, like I'm still that kid. And it's exciting to be still being a kid, because I don't ever work. I don't ever feel like I'm working. I always feel like I'm doing what I want to do.
So you had you brought up the music. How did you get involved in the music?
Well, I think we get involved in music very early on, everybody. From that first lullaby that your mom sings to you when you were a baby, to the nursery rhymes that you hear on TV. I think we all get involved in music very early. As a creative person that I am, and liking to hear my voice, I try to make my own songs. I would take the Barney song that I hear, I love you, and make my own words to it. Or like I remember a song called Mamma Mia. I changed the words to that. I always would take words and change it and make it my own. It's always been my thing to listen to music and be creative and change it around. So my dad.
How did you make that? Go ahead.
Yeah, my dad bought me DJ equipment because he has a big love for music, and he seen my love for music. He bought me all the DJ equipment. So then my dad type person that he make you do some shit if he sees a hint of you wanting to do that shit.
Oh, if you even mention it.
If you even mention it, he like, all right, that's what you doing. Yeah. One time I made my mom a drink. This is kind of funny. My mom, we were sitting at the table, and my mom, I'm a kid. I ain't touched no drink, but I was a kid, and I poured some drink in my mom's drink, and I made her drink. I said, "Look, Mom, it's a drink." You know what I mean? And she's like, "Oh, this is good." Next thing you know, my dad pulling out books and teaching me how to be a mixologist, and I'm learning how to make amaretto sours. You know what I mean? That's the type of person he is. She's like, this is what you want to do? Let's do it. And my mom type person that be like, backing, like, this is what you gonna do. So when it came to music, I showed a love in the music very early on. And he bought me all this DJ equipment, like maybe like $5,000 worth of DJ equipment. Probably more money than a fucking 10-year-old kid need for DJ equipment, but he bought me all this stuff. And I started doing all my little cousins' weddings. I was doing little birthday parties, little barbecues. I was at everybody's stuff doing it for like $100, DJing. And I started. I never liked DJing because I wasn't playing my music, but then I learned how to turn my DJ equipment into studio equipment, and I started using the programs for DJing to make music. I got introduced to FL, started turning the beats that I was playing into music, and that's how I got into music. And I started making music. And
how old are you at this time?
Huh?
How old are you at this time?
11.
So you already getting little DJ gigs at 10. You're a little hustler already.
Oh, well, I'm gonna say I'm a hustler. My dad making me hustle, so he just told me I don't got no choice.
Yeah.
He like, yo, you got a gig Friday
Bro, that's what I love
birthday.
about dads, bro. Like,
You know
they
what?
really put you right in the mix.
in the mix, and that's what. And everybody needs a father, and if you don't have one, you're really lacking.
Yeah.
and you need a father figure. I think I take that very. I'm a dad, so like,
Yeah.
that's very important to be there because he would push me. My mom wouldn't have pushed me that kind of way. She would have pushed me in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
But that forceful way, like do what you love to do, even when you don't like to do it. And he made me do it. And I like, yo, Friday, you got a gig, but I'm supposed to be playing with my friends. No, you got a gig. And he used to make me I'll be DJing the fucking old school. I used to DJ old school parties for fucking 60-year-old people, and I'm playing fucking Parliament and fucking, you know what I mean?
Music you probably hated
And
at
Al
that time.
Green, and I'm
Do
playing.
you like that music or did you?
I love that music now.
That's crazy. All right. So
Like back then,
You hated it.
Not that I hated it,
Right.
But I didn't care for it.
But now-
I love it,
That's
and
so
now when I'm
crazy.
around my
Same thing.
friends, I could pull out
Yeah.
any genre of music because I was taught to love all music, you know, and not to love all. I already loved all music, but to appreciate all music. I got like my great grandmother. She had like fucking 20,000 records, and we still have all them records. Al Green, the Michael Jacksons, to the Prince, to the Parliaments, to the Whitney Houstons. To we got the fucking Martin Luther King speech. Like we got a lot of records, and I have appreciation for music and all sounds music and how it was made, which is why I got into making music. Like when they used to have a one track and they used to just you gotta get it right one time.
no matter what,
Like no matter what, and not just get it right one time. Your band, the drums, the piano, it's all on one track. Like get it right, and if y'all don't get it right, we gotta do it again. You know, it's appreciation in music when you're hearing it. You're hearing that analog sound, and you're hearing the mic frequency. It's different now. But the appreciation of that music can make your music even better now. To appreciate the little things, because them little tweaks that you can make to your music goes a long way, and people don't really hear them because they just listen to it. But most people can't identify what they hear, but when they hear it, they know. They can't tell you what they want to hear, but when they hear it, they know. So it's little tweaks that you can make to your music that's like, damn, hold up, that's hitting a frequency that I like for some reason. And as of recently, I've tapped into that, and I've turned some heads, but with just little tweaks to that type of stuff that people be like, damn, that makes a difference.
Yeah, the music is up there.
Yeah,
I give you that. You probably underrated there, like as you said earlier when we were speaking in the studio, because maybe what I said maybe came off a little wrong or a little different.
Well, I knew exactly what you were saying.
I love music. I listen to music all the time,
Yeah.
but it's hard to get. Believe it or not, it's hard to get what I said to you about. It's hard to get that actually out of me when it comes to music because I hear it all the time. And stuff like that. So I always give an honest review whenever I hear somebody's music, or as honest as I can. But I feel like it's always biased when you only hear it once.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always impossible for me to give you really what I think of it after one time, unless it's like a song that's like a 10.
Yeah.
If it's like a 10 song, when I hear a 10 song, I'm like, I gotta keep playing it over and over and over and over again. Sometimes songs can still be in the, which I consider good, which is anything like a 6.5 to like a 9. I might have to hear it twice.
Yeah.
Or what you said might have to happen. I might need to be influenced. Somebody else might have to be playing it and be like, oh, I must have missed something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I rate music. But I definitely think the music is good.
I listen to music in a few different ways. So like, if I'm going to judge music, I gotta be alone, because I can't judge music with other people's facial expressions and how they feel about it. If I'm going to judge the music, I gotta be alone. The first thing that's going to hit me is what you're saying. And I think that's where I am today, because that's not always been the case. I sometimes at some points in my life I was a flow guy. It was the beat. It was the cadence. Right now is what you're saying. Is it tapping into what? Can I understand what you're saying, and does it mean something? So at this point in my life, I'm missing a lot of people because people aren't talking. People aren't speaking. They're not clever. It's like they're repeating what they hear. The lingo is exactly the same verbatim to what they already hear. They're doing a lot of people music is sounding like they want me to like it. I don't like music that sounds like you want me to like it. I like music that sounds like you like it. And when I hear that, I hear genuine craft and genuine lyricism that sounds like you.
I think a lot of the artists are in a rush to make music that's credible.
Yeah.
When I mean credible, it's like
people like it immediately.
Well, people know what you're talking about, or
Yeah.
they know it to be true. Almost like a blog.
Yeah.
Rapper goes
I know
and
exactly
raps
what you mean.
about some shit that just happened a week ago.
Yeah.
And you hear it in the song, you know it to be true. So I think that like
that's funny you say that.
they going away from. That's why drill I feel like is so popular, because it's either credible or it ain't. Like somebody who doesn't even listen to your music can hear it one time and hear you talking on some situations.
Yeah. That's funny. That's real funny that you say that. But when I was first starting these series of projects, because the project is a 4-series project. It has 4 different takes to it. The first one was Before It Gets Dark. There is 3 other projects that are combined with the same aura.
And Before It Gets Dark dropped on what date?
It dropped on what was that? June the 11th. It was the week of my fight. I dropped it the Sunday of my fight. I fought June 15th, so whenever that is, that's when I dropped it. I wanted to drop it the week of my fight because I wanted to show people that I could do both. I could fight and I could drop music, and it is not distracting me. I'm locked in. This is what I do. So I dropped it a week of my fight, and my first thing I thought about when I was doing this, to go back to the point, I want the music to be just not something that I just love, but if you don't like it or if you don't understand it, that's okay. Like, that's okay. You'll get to like it and you'll get to understand it if you care. That was important to me. I didn't want it to be a thing where like I was making music and I wanted to say it in a way where it was dumbed down enough so you could understand. I wanted to make it so that like if you didn't understand it, then you have to do more research, and you doing that research, you'll become a fan. It was certain lingos that I was using that only me, my brother, and my cousins use, or me and my friends use, and you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you dig deep enough, you figure it out. You be like, damn, he said something. You know what I mean? And it's not that immediate gratification. It's that later on, I'm pushing you to like my artistry. And I think something shifted for me. Like, even in my career, and in my boxing career, there came a point where I enjoyed boxing training. So remember before I told you I didn't like the training part of it, and I didn't like that all the way up, probably up until like 26. The training aspect of
How old are you
boxing.
now?
29.
So up to about 3 years ago.
So like 3 years of just actually liking the training part of boxing. My whole life I've been doing it because like I gotta do it. So you gotta train. So I'm gonna get this over with. Let me get this run over with. Let me get this boxing over. Let me get this. I didn't like training. I taught myself how to love training, and I've gotten better drastically. I've always was good. And everybody can always see the talent level, but I've gotten to the point where now that I'm gonna show people something that they didn't think I could do, because I've taught myself how to learn to love the process, and in doing that, it changed my mindset. And in changed my mindset, when I'm making music, my vision is broader, and I can dig deeper. That's why I think music is so important to me, because without music, there's no boxing, and without boxing, there's no music. It coexists together in harmony. When I'm training, I need to make music, because like there's so much pressure on me that the music makes everything feel free, and I can like feel good. And my friends in the studio, we making music. It makes me feel relaxed about what I'm doing. And I need boxing because it keeps me disciplined enough so that my mind is sharp enough to be able to make the music that I want to make. So, it works for me. It really works for me. I'm not saying I'm the greatest artist ever. I'm not saying I'm the greatest boxer ever. But I might be the greatest you ever seen if you pay attention and do them both, because I figured something out, and I still got a lot of work to do, and I still got a lot to prove, and I'm excited to be able to prove it. So,
Who was your biggest music inspiration?
Jay-Z, Nas, big Jay-Z. First of all, Jay-Z and Nas, both from New York.
Okay.
Like fundamental, just like lyricists. Like the Jay-Z storytelling is different. Like I hate people talk crazy about Jay-Z. Like that's Jay-Z storytelling is crazy. Nas concepts are ridiculous to break down, and he's still doing it to this day. He's still like making great music. Like those are
any local inspirations, any up and coming artists that
I mean, there's no up and coming artists that's probably like
that motivated you back
that
then.
motivates me. I'm a Drake fan.
How many years you make music since you were 10? So about 19 years.
Yeah, so
when you first started,
a lot of my music rap wise comes from Jay-Z, comes from Nas, it comes from DMX.
Okay.
It comes from Tupac. I like Tupac. I started liking Tupac later though, but
Tupac or Biggie.
It depends how I'm feeling that day. Tupac has a charisma about his style that is unmatched. When he's saying it, you believe it completely, full heartedly, that he mean everything he say, and he's coming off in a way, and his music is very broad, where he's touching a lot of bases. But Biggie flow is really is flawless. You can't find a mistake in his flow. And even if it's a mistake, he did it on purpose. So it depends on the day, because sometimes I'm feeling Biggie, sometimes I'm feeling Pac. I can't even give you an answer to that.
In the booth,
but nobody is better with concepts and rapping around you better than Nas. Nobody in the world.
So who would you say was the best overall rapper right now? Just give me one.
Right now?
Who would you say was your best overall rapper, period, through time?
All time.
All time.
I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't like that question, because there's too many rappers. You got Wayne, you got Wayne, you got Eminem, you got DMX, you got Drake, you got Jay-Z, you got Kendrick Lamar. You got so many guys that do so many different kind of things.
Okay. So if you in the booth making a song, give me, would you be writing or would you be off the top?
Off the top. I can't write. I'm a terrible writer. Everything's off the top.
Before we switch gears here, you want to give us some bars here?
You want me to rap you some bars?
Give us like 16.
I'm not giving you 16 bars right now.
What about 10?
I ain't giving you 10 bars right now. You want me to put me on the spot and rap? I mean, listen, I can give you bars, but it ain't gonna feel like me, because it's just gonna be something I've written already. A lot of my music, all my music is off the top.
But we could look at this as a moment to give people just a glimpse of what you sound like, who may be here at our interview listening to you right now, and they're torn between Kai Shut It Down or Kyron Davis. Who do I want to search? So that's why I was saying,
Well,
maybe
search
right
both.
now you give them a little.
You gotta
bit.
search both.
Well, I was searching both early, and I'll tell you that I was amazed, bro. Like, I spent hours on watching you today that I got to the music, and I love music, but last because I was just intrigued by your story.
That's
So
great then. That's great then that I could pull you in that way, whatever direction that I pull you in.
Well, I tell you, I'm a fan.
When it comes to music, I could spit you at 16. Would it make you love me more? Maybe. I'm not sure. Would it do enough for you? Would it fix you up? Would it be the cure? Maybe. Maybe you need more. Probably, for sure. I mean, honestly, I could rap. I'm a rapper. I'm a thoughtful person, so I can give you bars. But I'm more into the music aspect of the artistry. Like, I'm more into the music aspect. But I can give you a 16. Like, I can give you.
Come on with it.
My 9 and make 'em pop, lock and strobe, preferring you. My rhymes is lifestyle dropping, roll material. Fast fire. I'm a boss when it comes to the rap shit. My rap shit and make a fat shit, get a backflip, please. Like I'm begging you, my 7 is better than you. I'm dipping from the red and blue with more green than the vegetables. Best believe my tech will leave your neck compressing freshly screwed. I'll leave you in a box with a fresh cut and dressy shoes. I'm especially rude, respect how you get chest move. I'm definitely on a quest to prove the best is yet to set these rules. If I'm the monster in your closet, bitch, let me snooze. Because I let my times let me lose. Hold on, I said I got an exponential swagger rating. Some say that is bullshit. There is no need to exaggerate. And why do you think I'm trying to take when I blast 8 when I fast 8? My swagger is so attractive and makes half these bitches masturbate. I could
Shut
flow
it the fuck down. I hear you.
but I could
Pop
flow.
your shit,
but
man.
more importantly,
Yeah.
I like the artistry of the music. Like,
Yeah.
like that's cool. Like, if Flex want me to come on there and give him 16 or give him 3-4 songs of hot shit, I can do that. But I think more important that we losing in music is the care, not just talking crazy. That was just me talking crazy. Like, I think the care that we have in the industry is lacking. I think the care of the syllables and what you're saying, I think it mattered more to the rappers back then than it matters now. But I'm a rapper, but am I a hardcore rapper? Probably not, because I love the the New Edition and the Jaheim and the Jodeci and the Joes and the Donnell Jones, and I can keep going 112. And I'm an R&B guy for real. But
What's your favorite song ever?
damn, what's my favorite song ever? First, I can't get a favorite song there. Don't stop till you get. I don't know. It probably a Michael Jackson song.
Okay.
100% Michael Jackson song. Matter of fact, now I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
It's probably Michael Jackson. 'Cause I feel like if I say any Michael Jackson song, I'm disrespecting another Michael Jackson song. Rock With You is one of my favorites. We Are the World is one of my favorites. Thriller. I'm a Michael Jackson fan. Anything Michael worked for me.
Rest in peace, Michael Jackson, the GOAT. Let's switch gears here a little bit into boxing. Coming up as a boxer, what was like your training resume? Because I remember me, like, as a kid training, like, I used to have to run 3 miles early in the morning before boxing. You know, it was like, wasn't able to have sex. Like, it was a lot of discipline that came along with boxing. And, you know, you being a boxer for 20 years, You know how to break down like your training resume to
So
to build
my
up.
training regimen has changed over the years. This is it. You know, it's a harder question than I thought it was going to be when you first initially said it. When you first initially speak on it, because like, what's the training regimen? I turned pro in 2014. That's when I turned pro. My training regimen is a lot different than it was when I first started turning pro. The running is different. My training is different. Everything is like 100% different. The things that I thought I needed to do, I wasn't doing. The things that I'm doing now, I didn't think I needed. But right now in this moment, I'm gonna give you my training regimen, make it really quick, and you can ask me questions if you want. I don't run more than 3.5 miles. That's for my knees. I'm getting old. I do swim. I do yoga. I do strength conditioning, weights, it's agility ladder stuff, weight vest, deadlifting, isolated, bench press and squats, shit like that. My boxing training, there's a lot of floor work, back work, speed bag, heavy bag, double end bag, off floor work, working on strategy. And then I have sparring where I pay sparring partners to come in to do their best to beat me up. And I pay them to come in and try to do that. Training 2 or 3 times a day. Sometimes even 4 times a day. My day off is Sunday, but I still run. And go to the studio at night.
What do you think is more important, staying ready or getting ready in the boxing industry?
Both. The staying ready is very important. It's just as important as getting ready. Getting ready is important because there's a certain mindset you have to be in to be able to prepare yourself for war. I've been in the ring with just getting ready and not staying ready, which means I've didn't have my discipline in between fights and I was just getting ready for the fight. And I've been in the ring with, I stayed ready, but I wasn't there mentally during training camp to be in the fight. It's just as important both ways.
Do you believe fighters are better depending on the opponent? Do you feel like that?
Some fighters.
They rise? What about you?
Some fighters. I'll definitely rise. I've always been a rise to the occasion type person. I do better with pressure. I do better when I'm not supposed to win.
How important is it to have a long training camp?
It depends what you think long is.
I would say 6 to 8 weeks opposed to 2 to 4 weeks.
I've
Long
had
is
short term fights. I fought the so-called, I'm gonna say so-called because he is the baddest man on the planet.
Who's that?
David Benavidez.
Oh my God.
I fought him.
I hate to sound like a fan, bro, but he is fucking unstoppable, bro.
I fought him with 16-day notice.
What
Our fight was one of the fights of 2021
bro,
of the year. So
bro,
I've had 16 days to fight him. Right, let me tell you about him.
I gotta commend you for that fight, bro. Before we
Go ahead.
before we go on, bro, because I judge fighters off of what I've seen before. You know? Like that's how I actually judge, and then it'll go to charisma and marketing and things like that. But I actually judge off a style that I haven't seen before. And he has one of those styles. And I mean, for you, I feel like you are a very dangerous opponent, bro. Very dangerous, bro, because through me watching you fight, bro, you don't get hurt, bro. Like, I don't see you as being the guy that guys want to fight, bro.
Yeah.
I don't fucking see it, bro, because even Benavidez, bro, whenever, if they put you in his highlights, bro, you're going to be the first one. You'll be at the top of the list because you actually was on his ass, bro. Like, I think you are a phenomenal counter puncher, bro. And you, like, you know, for somebody like him, he makes it even hard to counter punch. Like, what is the defense to beat him, bro?
Or
is it an offense that you need?
This is the thing. When I fought David, I had 16 days to prepare for the fight. As you know, we just talked about the long training camp. Sure, I had 16 days, and 16 days don't give you long enough to do nothing but cut the weight. And I barely had time to do that. When I got the call to fight David, I was coming out the club. Literally. I was in a club and my coach called me and I didn't answer the phone. I called him back in the morning. I said, yo, what's up? He like, yo, we got something big. And I'm like, what's up? He told me about the fight. So I said, what? At first I was in disbelief. Like, what are you talking about? Fight? And when? And he was like, and you know what I mean? He told me the day, I think it was November or something, man. He's like, I'm like, that's like 16 days. And he's like, I'm like, what you think? He said, what kind of shape you in? I'm a lion-ass boxer. I'm like, I'm good. He like, well, I mean, it's flaws in this game. It's stuff you can do, you know. I said, how much they paying me? And he told me the number. I said, get me more. He got me more. I said, I need some guarantees in them contracts. I need some guarantees about my next fight. I need some guarantees. He put it in the contract. And we fought.
What was your record when you got there?
So I think 16. No, not yet. Not 16-2.
16-2 when you fought him.
16-2-1. I got to draw with Anthony Durrell, which they robbed me. But
that's a tough opponent. That's
whatever.
Andre's brother, right?
Yes, yeah. So we'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But when I took the fight, I knew it was uphill battle just to lose the weight because I was a little big because
What was that weight for that fight?
168. I came in 167 point something, but you know, us boxers lose a lot of weight. And now with 16 days, I had to get right on it. And we lost the weight and it was cool. I mean, I fight at 160, so it wasn't impossible for me to lose that weight in 16 days. So I did it. And when I took the fight, I was nervous. When I told my coach, like, yo, all right, let's do it. I was nervous. For an hour, I was nervous. After that hour, I said, fuck it. I went running and I was getting the weight off. It's going to be what it's going to be. I believe in God and protecting me, and it's going to be what it's going to be. I couldn't live with myself turning any fight like that down. It's a fight that can change your life, and it did change my life. It showed people that I'm the type of person that, like, don't give a fuck about no record. I don't give a fuck about where he come from, what people say about him. That I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna fight. And when I went in there, I fought. I had the whole 40,000 people, 30,000 people in attendance standing. We was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's like, how is this blown up middleweight that's not supposed to be in the ring who had 16 days fighting like this. And I was able to show my pedigree and I was able to show my heart. And I earned a lot of people respect with that fight. I wasn't going to go out. My coach called the fight, but I wasn't going nowhere. We could have did that all night.
Your coach, what's your coach name again?
Breadman.
Breadman,
Yeah,
right. That was J-Rock's coach too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he a solid coach, man.
Okay.
How'd you feel about that? About him throwing it in? Did you want to continue? Was you
I knew
upset
it. He
about
told
that?
me. He told me a couple of rounds before, you gotta show me more, and I was giving it to him. But he knows that. Listen, when you hire somebody, and this is for everybody, when you hire somebody, you trust them, or don't fucking pay them. You know, like I'm hiring you to do a job, and why I'm hiring you to do the job? Because you qualified to do the job. Mm-hmm. I respect what he does as a coach. If he sees something that I can't feel, do your job. I'm not gonna criticize you from doing your job because I pay you. I'm not no stupid nigga. I don't pay people for no reason. If I'm giving you bread, I believe in you. He's like a father figure to me. I've been with him since I've been 19, 29, so that's 10 years. I trust his decision. It's not something that I wanted him to do, but he felt like he had to do. He cared about me. That's how I feel about it. It's not. Yeah, I would never turn against my people.
So that was just basically like a super. Some people would say like, why would you fight him? Something, but you was already 15-2.
16-2.
16-2. So that was a great opportunity for you.
It was a good opportunity, but I'm just like, bro, I don't care about that shit. That record shit don't pay no, like, that record shit all cool. Like then the nigga that I just fought was undefeated.
Right. And you that's something else that I wanted to
like cut off that undefeated
about you is that the bounce back, bro. Because today in boxing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I like boxing from back in the day. Like I'm a fan of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Hearns, shit like that. So those guys, losses was mandatory. Today in boxing, if you take a L, you're damn near finished.
No, you don't. No, you're not.
You're not, but
you're not.
That's how people look at it.
Okay.
You understand
what
I'm saying?
Don't matter.
Yeah, but the game changed, bro.
No,
the game, I think it did.
Because no, it's just people's perception of how they feel about themselves. If the game hasn't changed, you just fucking stay on that fucking. You just stay on a fucking treadmill.
You don't think historically?
You keep running.
You don't think historically after people take the loss, they don't rebound?
No, you could rebound later. You just gotta rebound. You just gotta be willing to do the work.
But look, that's where they say the true champs live. Cause see, a lot of boxing commentators might not have Mike Tyson in like top 5, top 10. And the reason why is that he never really rebounded. Like once he took the loss, he never came back. So a lot of people who commentate boxing, they actually will up you on the rank by how you come back from that loss.
Yeah, I mean,
like, so how have you came back?
So like
each time,
I never lost before.
Okay,
never lost. Every fight that I've ever not have got in my hand raised, I just won in a different kind of way, through experiences. Put it like this. My first loss that I had, I was 10-0, I was moving fast. I should have won the fight. I won the fight, but they gave it to the other guy.
Who was that?
Junior Castillo. They gave it to Junior Castillo. But I needed to learn some things about politics and how things was operating in boxing. Like he was the so I'm assigned to Al Heyman, and everything's run by Al Heyman, but he hires people to do his work. So King's Promotions was doing the work, and King's Promotions had their fighter, and I was fighting their fighter. So it was just a lot of politics. When I got there, they had him as the A side when I'm clearly the A side. I'm the undefeated amateur #1 in the country. Why they, you know what I'm saying, making it look like he's supposed to be the guy that is being featured. A lot of little stuff like that. The fight was relatively close, but I won, and they gave it to him. I learned something there. I learned about perspective, and I learned about who I'm learning about having a say so in my career, talking and being able to say, nah, that's not cool, because I was letting everything slide. My next loss, 13-1, I lost to Patrick Day.
Rest in peace, right?
Rest in peace. He passed away in a fight. I've learned that in that fight that I can't cut weight that fast. I thought I could just do whatever I want. I was like 198, and I had 3.5 weeks to cut the weight, and I was fighting at 154, cut the weight. I was winning the first 4 rounds and got fatigued in the end. I learned something about that in the game. I didn't lose. I learned that you can't do that. Moving on, I took some time off of boxing. I was going through some things, but I was learning myself. Came back, won some fights, and then we got the fight with Anthony Durrell. I won that fight.
How did that fight come about?
I had got COVID. It was around the COVID time. I supposed to fight some guy named Juan Montiel, power puncher, but I was supposed to fight him. And I got COVID. And the timetable just happened to line up with Anthony Durrell, and they said they needed me. And I went for Anthony. I moved up and waited for Anthony Durrell because the opportunity was big. And it was paying me the most I ever got paid in my whole career. With that fight, I learned that I wasn't ready yet. I won the fight, but God didn't let me win that fight. I wasn't ready. I thought I was ready because I did enough physically and I did enough in the ring to win. But I wasn't there right mentally. Like I told you, I won the most money I ever won. Well, not even won, but I made the most money that I've ever made in a fight. In the way that I went about how I spent it, in the way that I went about what I was doing after I won that fight was not something I would have been able to maintain. If I would have won that fight and they would have gave me more, I would have hurt myself. So I didn't win that fight because God didn't let me win that fight.
When you say hurt yourself, what was you going through at the time?
It was just like I'm from the hood. Like I never had no money, and then you're gonna give me like all this money that I can do whatever I want to do, literally when I want to do it. I'm back and forth in Atlanta. I'm back and forth in LA. I'm back and forth in I'm everywhere. Texas. I'm back. I'm moving so fast. I haven't been home in 2 months. I'm not training. I haven't been in the gym in 2 months, 3 months. Like I'm hurting myself. It's something and if I had more, I would have hurt myself more. And I would have had the opportunity to get in the ring with somebody more higher class, caliber. I wouldn't have been able to handle it. So it put me in God showed me that this is what you can have, but you gotta respect it. And that's what I believe now. I believe I want to fight inside the ring, but I wasn't ready to win that fight in real life. So I feel like God drew me back and said, you know what, take some time. And I took some time, and after that fight, you know, I had to bounce back. Had some financial stuff I had to figure out. Won some fights, got back in the game. I'm back, and I won some more fights. I'm cool now, and I've been in some good training camps, and now my mind is right. I got my son. I just had my son.
Congratulations.
So my mind is thinking a little bit different. So I got my son. I got my daughter. I got things that's dependent on me, different pressures, and it's teaching me how to be a man. And then when I get into a fight like this, it was the easiest fight that I ever fought, because I already fought the fights outside the ring. And all I had to do was do my job, and what I always been able to do. And I just did it inside the ring, and I was victorious. So
Yeah, congratulations on that last victory. That's what I was saying, bro. Like the bounce backs are crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like for somebody like you, especially at your age, I would say to bounce back like that and to go in there and be victorious in your last bout. Like he was 16-0.
I mean, I was a 10-1 underdog, so a lot of people made a lot of money. My mom made like 20 bands. My boy made like 13. I know somebody who sent me their ticket. They made 55. People was making bread. A couple people, I can't tell you who because y'all know him, but he made 250.
Yeah.
But people was making bread that night. That believed in me, that seen the work that I was putting in, and knew what I was about, and knew I wasn't going in there to lose. And made some money that night.
What happened with him the first time?
They said he was sick. He said that he was sick.
Okay.
He said that he wasn't feeling well that night. I don't know what to say, but he said he wasn't feeling well. Actually, the crazy part is, and this is another reveal, not even a reveal, because I said this one time before, but I felt better the first time than I felt this time.
Okay.
And I think because I was just in training camp longer and your body takes a toll on you. I was getting little nicks and like little injuries that was just hurting my body a little bit towards the end of this training camp that I didn't have the first time around. So I was definitely felt better the first time around. I wouldn't have said that, you know, in the coming up of it, but I definitely felt better.
So Breadman being trained, how did you get linked up with him?
Julian, he probably was like 10-0 at the time. I was a top amateur. I just wanted to spar him. I just wanted to see where I was at. Mm-hmm. I hit him up like, yo, I'm gonna come up to spar. And I came up and spar, and I just sparred with him. And then we just clicked. My dad clicked with Birdman, and
that's my cousin.
Talking to him.
Julian?
That's your cousin, bro?
Julian Williams.
Your blood cousin?
My blood cousin.
Okay. That's my brother.
Keith, you know Keith too? That's my uncle. That's his pop.
Okay, yeah. That's your pop?
No, that's Julian's pop.
Oh, that's
my uncle. That's my
wow.
brother.
Wow.
Yeah, if I go
that's
to
your mom's
and
brother.
Everything, I'm gonna go. My aunt, my dad. They're on my dad's side.
I got you. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, like if I go to a cookout, family cookout, Julian gonna be there.
Yeah, that's what's up. Nah, J-Rock, that's my guy. He's been a mentor to me in my whole career. He always look out for me. Always give me tips and tools, and he helped me a lot for this fight. Just giving me little like pointers and stuff about things I could do in the ring. Mm-hmm. And he always helped me. I mean, that's my guy, and I help him the same way. Like things that I see. So we've been knowing each other for a while now.
We all know the Philly boxing scene is tough. Period. Like just coming up in the gyms. And this podcast is all about behind the scenes. So it's about stuff people don't know. Tell us a little bit about some of the gym wars and stuff that I'm sure you participated in. I mean, coming up sparring with different
it's hard to say because I'm accustomed to it. So I don't really. I guess if you're not used to it, you would think that it's something. To me, it's nothing because I lived in it. You know, I've been in the Philly boxing. I've been beating Philly guys up I'm from Delaware. I've been beating Philly guys up my whole life.
Tell me some Philly guys you boxed that got names, like even if it was sparring it.
No. I boxed every Philly guy, the Jesse Hart and the Jerron Boots and this, or both my guys, Julian and anybody in boxing.
Danny,
huh? Danny. I actually never been in the ring with Danny Garcia.
Okay,
but me and Danny know each other.
You been in the ring with Crawford?
I've been in the ring with Crawford.
You've been in the ring with Canelo.
I've been in the ring with Triple G. Lanny Laura. I've been in the ring with Adrian Bronner. I've been
Crawford.
Daniel Jacobs. Yeah, I've been in the ring with.
Who did you have any, like, you know what I mean? Because I know when I used to box, bro, like sometimes it just start out fun And like once you go in there, y'all hit each other once or twice, you can tell like really what the rhythm gonna be, bro.
Well, these are world class guys, so they're paying me to help them get ready for their fight. So they're not holding back, and I'm not holding back. So it'd be work, you know. And but that helps you and that sharpens you up to get better. You know, some guys need that kind of work to help them get better. I've always been the type of guy that need to get punched in the face to learn.
Okay. So, Benavida, you got called in for that fight 16 days prior. That's how you got that fight with him.
Yeah.
Right. So what happened to his opponent that he had?
He was on steroids.
So he was on steroids. So they canceled the fight.
No, they didn't want to cancel the fight, so they tried to find somebody.
So, okay,
they called me and I saved it.
Okay, so they lose the opponent because of steroids.
Yeah, because he was not qualified to fight.
So when I think about steroids in boxing, I think about Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia.
That's something that's current.
Why would his team be able to catch the steroids, and then Haney team is not able to catch the steroids?
There's many ways of doping. Some guys get caught before they fight. Depending on, you know, I don't really know the tactics to mask doping, but some guys mask doping in certain ways that you can't see it, and then they be able to pass the test. In this case, Ryan was caught, I guess, the day of and the day after the fight. Some guys get caught before the fight. It's a lot of.
But he didn't get caught till after the fight, basically.
Yeah, he got caught after the fight.
Because they obviously wouldn't have the fight if they knew he was doping.
They didn't have the data until after the fight.
Right. So, but
they was able to penalize him after the fight. Because
is there a comeback from that?
Well,
like, how do you feel about the decision? Because he gets the loss off his belt.
I feel like it's still a loss, but you know, him recovering off of it will have to be a lot of mental fortitude. It's not going to be easy for him, but it's possible. He just has to believe in himself, and he has to get back to learning. Even though he lost to somebody that was doping and may have had an advantage, we don't know, but may have had a physical advantage in the fight. He has to learn from that. You know, just because somebody had the physical advantage don't mean that you couldn't beat him. There's guys that have been on steroids and has lost fights. So
I remember. What was his name?
Margarito.
Huh?
So Antonio Margarito was on steroids.
He was
cheating. He had a plaster in his hands. So those guys has been caught cheating.
Yeah.
And lost fights.
What was the one that was fighting Oscar De La Hoya? I feel like he won. Fernando Vargas.
I don't know.
Remember how strong he was?
I don't remember the whole ordeal about that, but
I remember that one.
But
I remember he got knocked out on that shit.
So I mean, it's still stuff to learn, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was fair and it shouldn't happen, and I don't condone cheating at all. I don't think that the win should still be on Ryan Garcia's record. I feel like if he cheated, then
they took it away.
It should definitely be off. So they did the right thing. For what Devin Haney has to do is get back to the drawing board, learn from even the mistakes that he made in that fight, which getting caught with the hook, not being aggressive enough and getting caught at the end of the punches that he was getting caught with. And
but do you think that the steroids significantly made the change?
I can't say. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know.
So you have no experience
I have no experience with doping at all.
What about seeing knowing someone else is doping and seeing them perform?
I've never physically seen somebody doping and then been able to. I don't have enough data to be able to answer the question. Yeah, I don't have enough information about the doping industry to know how much it helps you or how much it doesn't help you.
Yeah,
I'm a clean fighter.
The way I feel about it, I feel as though like you can't go back. So I mean, I feel like that it needs to be caught before the fight transpires.
I mean, that'd be ideal, but I don't think that the science was there for them to be able to do that. I know they do the doping before the fight and after the fight, but I don't know how long it takes to go to the lab and all that other stuff. But we would like to know before the fight so nobody gets hurt. That probably would be ideal.
Yeah. Because, I mean, everything that you have in your arsenal, how effective is it without steroids? Might not be as effective.
It definitely wouldn't have been.
So that would limit to what you can do. And then, you know, because he looked at just so much stronger, faster, and sharper than Devin Haney. It almost made Devin Haney look as if he wasn't completely prepared, when actually this guy just was. He had a lot more than what was expected.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you dope.
Yeah.
Favorite boxer?
Roy Jones Jr.
Why Roy Jones?
Spectacular. He was just spectacular. There's nobody like him.
Top 10 favorite Philly fighters.
I don't know. J-Rock. Number 1. Bernard Hopkins. Robert Hines. Philly fighters. It's a lot of Philly fighters. It's hard for me to put them in order, but those are guys that I will point out. But that's because I know him. Danny Garcia, right after. Those are guys that I know though.
What about Boots? Shakur?
Their career's not over, so I wouldn't want to label them. But I think Boots is the best 147 pounder in the world. So that's my guy. That's my bro.
Floyd Mayweather or Muhammad Ali?
For what are you asking me about boxing?
Fighter. Yeah, which one would you choose? Floyd Mayweather or Muhammad Ali? The greatest.
They're 2 different weight classes, 2 different fighters.
They're not fighting each other. We're just picking. You have to choose between Floyd Mayweather.
Who I'd rather be.
Or Muhammad Ali. You'd have to pick A or B as being your favorite fighter. Who do you pick?
My favorite
or the GOAT fighter?
Who I'd rather be.
Who you say would be the GOAT out of those two?
Depends what you think the GOAT is. I think they're the same. They're equal. And different time brackets. I think they're the same. I think that Muhammad Ali just meant just as much as Floyd Mayweather means to us.
Is Gervonta the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the world?
Not yet.
How do you rank Crawford?
Probably 1 or 2.
And why would you rank Crawford as being?
I mean, he came from 130, beating everybody undisputed multiple times. So
toughness.
He deserves it.
His ability to fight, it's a lot to him.
The ability to adjust and make it work fight night.
Yeah. He adjusts quick on the fly. You can see that about him.
Yeah, he's very competitive.
Benavidez, with his offense, it didn't seem to hurt. But to be honest, I don't think I've seen you actually hurt before. I've seen you punch, like even Darrell. Like I've seen you hit, but I haven't seen you hurt. Does Benavidez, he punch with power?
He has power. He's not the hardest puncher I've been hit by, but he has power. I think all the guys have power. I think it just shows more of my durability more than it shows that they don't have the ability to hurt people. Because we have seen them hurt people, but my durability has given me the advantage to be able to endure and be able to keep fighting on. So that's just, I guess that's one of my skills that I've been blessed with.
What's something that the people might not know about Kyron Davis, the boxer.
I like to cook.
And what's something that the people might not know about Kai Shut It Down, the artist?
I like Ed Sheeran.
Best advice, worst advice you've received in boxing?
Best advice, stay consistent. Worst advice, don't drink water.
What's next for Kyron Davis?
Whatever they want.
What's next for Kai Shut It Down?
I shut down a little mysterious. He ain't gonna tell you too much, but but it's coming. It's coming. I have a lot of work. I have a lot of work going. With Kyron, it's they both the same person, but I don't want to split them up too much. But with the boxing side of me, it's whatever they give me. I don't give a fuck. Like for real. Like I never care about who they put in the ring with me. Brayman be like, yo, this is who you fighting. I said, let's go. That's how I operate. So that's gonna be what it's gonna be. We are in a great position, ranking wise, and in position to fight for a world title, and now in position to defend, and you know what I mean, keep doing what we're doing, and we in a good spot. So I don't give a fuck from that point of view. When it comes to the rapping part of the side of me, very unpredictable. Very I got a lot of music and I got a lot of things I want to do with it. I'm being creative every day, and every day I change my mind. So we'll see.
Favorite fight that you ever watched?
Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward 2.
Classic. Anything else you want to say, Guy?
No, I think you did a good job. Did a lot of research. You did a lot of it was a good interview. You asked me a lot of good questions that made me think outside the box. I don't really got much to say. Stream before it gets dark. Now it's out. And stay tuned.
I'm your host, Sultan 100 Mil. We back at Pro Sound Recording Studio, and we just wrapped up our podcast, our behind the scenes podcast with Kyron Davis. Kai Shut It Down. We appreciate Kai traveling up to Harrisburg to do our podcast, and we wish you a lot of success. I believe that you have a bright future still ahead of you, and we're definitely gonna keep our eyes on you, man. Wish you the best.
Thank you.